There was a time that I stopped painting completely. I had always pressured myself to paint, and I would paint every single day for a whole month. I would also film videos, post them online. I think people liked seeing my paintings, but I burned out myself and I would just stop completely. I would disappear for months. And I thought it was a normal thing because I had always been like that until I realized that that was actually being inconsistent. A few months ago, I had a dream where my grandma appeared in the room I was, and she was like, "You have to paint for yourself and not for other people." There was a moment of me realizing that I just needed to create whatever I wanted, even if it was ugly. Like, I just needed to create. I went to buy pencils, color pencils, and paper because I was away from home. And I started painting. And I remembered how cool it was and how much I liked it. And a few months later, maybe like a month later or so, I found out about the artist's way and I started reading the book. That's where I realized that I had been inconsistent all that time, that it was not normal to paint for a whole month or two and then just stop completely, that I was burning out myself. I was putting too much pressure on myself because I wanted to be, like the next viral artist that everyone was talking about. But like sometimes things don't work like that. And pressuring yourself to do something that you don't want to do always leads to burnout and not being motivated. And that's what happened to me. So with the artist way, I started being more consistent. I started drawing more often. I have been drawing for like what, since January, every week, which I'm really proud of, and it's incredible. Just from not painting in like 6 months, painting or drawing, not doing anything of that for like 6 months, to now painting every single week. And it doesn't have to be every single day, but I try to do it as often as I feel like I want to do it. And I usually feel like painting, so that's great. The thing is, I had also stopped doing digital art. And I had stopped because I wanted to transition. I transitioned from digital art to traditional art, and I had been trying to replicate my style from digital art to into like the physical world with acrylic paint, and I had been working on that, and I had been focusing on that. So I left digital art to the side. And a few weeks ago, I met an artist, and basically the first thing that he did was like he gave me his iPad and he was like, draw something. I was like, sure. And I drew on his iPad and I loved the way it felt. The pen on the screen and just drawing in digital. I love drawing in digital and I had forgotten about it, how happy I felt when I did it. And that moment it was like a reminder, like, hey, you actually like this. Like, you should do it more often. I had bought myself a tablet like a year ago for drawing at home. For example, if I just wanted to go sit at the sofa to watch a movie and if I wanted to draw at the same time, like I could do that, just to draw while traveling or while being outside, whatever I wanted. But I think I drew, I actually traveled with my tablet and I actually made an animation in my tablet, or at least started it. I think it's still there, in process, but I hadn't used it as much for what it was intended to. So me being reminded, oh, I like drawing in digital. I went back to my tablet and I started drawing and I didn't like the software. So I was like, maybe I should just like buy another tablet, you know? And then part of me was like, no, wait. Like maybe you should try to find another software, another app to try before changing the whole tablet, right? The thing is, for Android, there were no optimized apps, when I tried it. So I downloaded one that was optimized for computer, so it was not the same. So I was like, I'm gonna look for one. I found one called Infinite Painter, in case you're looking for one time payment, which is amazing. And I bought it, I tried it, and I was like, okay, this is different, this is cool, this is what I wanted, because I can feel the feeling of, oh, I want to draw. I have my tablet, I have a cool app, like I want to do it. Before it would be like, I want to draw, but the app doesn't feel like smooth as it should, so it just make me feel unmotivated, right? I also bought a screen protector for my tablet, and it was paper like texture. I put it on, I started drawing. I didn't like it, and it was like so rough that the tip of the pen was starting to wear down. I put my tablet away. I'm gonna think about it. Like, what do I do? Like, should I just take it off? Should I just leave it? I like the way it feels, but also, like, I'm not gonna draw. So, what's the point? Because I just wanted it to. So I could film the screen while drawing. And I left it there. I was like, okay, I'm gonna think about it, just how it feel. Of course, you know the answer. Like, I had to take it off. The whole day that I left it there, I didn't feel like I wanted to draw. I thought about drawing, and then I was like, no, I don't feel like, because it will feel rough, and I'm not gonna like it. And I was like, I have to take it off, and I did. And then and then I just felt the motivation again. So it's really important, the things that you use for creating, how accessible they are, because you're gonna feel motivated to actually draw and paint the more accessible they are, and the easiest it is for you to just get them and paint. So I'm going to show you the paintings that I did this week. I actually painted two, and there's one in progress, so three in total. The first one, I was scrolling on Instagram. I never scroll on Instagram. Every time I get in Instagram, I feel really anxious, so I barely open the app. And maybe it has to do with me burning out myself, because maybe I just still have like the pressure linked to Instagram or something. So whenever I open the app, I'm like, I want to leave. I saw an artist that I love his drawings, and I don't remember his name. I think it was Francisco. He draws buildings, and I just love his drawings and paintings because they're like so cool. I also love drawing like the city and buildings and stuff. So I just really like his art, and it's like different from mine, like the art style. It has like so much. It's like so different that I don't know. He has his own style, right? So it's like really cool to see people's styles, and I love his art, and I kind of felt inspired while seeing his drawings. So this is the first painting. It was like a really quick painting. I just wanted to draw something fast. I didn't want to think about like many details or stuff. I just wanted to draw. And I created this. I just used two colors, and I just kept it like really simple. I think it was the next day after this one. I went to Madrid. We had to do something. We just like walked around, and there was this beautiful building. I think it was a monastery. Really big. It looked like a castle, like a palace or something like that. I was like, I want to draw it. So I took photos, and when we got home, I started drawing. This is a painting. If you look up close, I just feel like kind of looks like part of it just reminds me of like cartoons. I don't know why, like the top of the tower, and just like a general idea. That's why I love drawing with lines. I feel they have like so much personality and emotion to them. That's why I love sketches. Sometimes you see a sketch and then you see the final painting, this sketch has like so much life, there's so much movement and everything, then the painting, it's like, of course it's amazing, but I feel it sometimes it misses that movement that the sketch has. That's one of the reasons why I draw in like a sketch style, because I just want to keep that movement in there. And I feel sometimes like I try to make things way too perfect, something that I'm also working on. So I'm trying to leave that behind and trying to just do lines like it's crazy and random with purpose, but crazy. So that's the next painting. There's like little things going on in blue in that one. I used all of the colors because the stars and my signature are yellow, the same colors that I have been using since the start. A few days later, or a few days before, I had finished the fish painting. I don't know if you have seen it. I don't know if I can put a photo. If I have a cool photo, I'm gonna show it. If not, maybe in my Instagram. But that painting, I finished it, and if you see it, the background, it's a different color, it's in red. So I thought, what if I, first of all, loved painting that painting because I used a lot of colors, and also the background is different, it's in red. And you have seen the other ones, they're usually like 99% of them are in dark blue. So I was thinking, what if I experiment a little and just use more colors and maybe choose different colors for the background? So I choose red because of that painting. And now I am trying to use more colors to experiment a little and maybe try to find something else that looks cool, trying to evolve my art and see where it takes me. And that's how I've fallen back in love with digital art, an accumulation of things that have been going on. They have taken me, they have brought me to this moment, which I am really happy of being, because I feel I'm starting to connect more to that creative side of mine. And I'm starting to let all these ideas and thoughts flow and see where it takes me.